Great to have you with us. Please like, subscribe, and share. Welcome back. I'm your man, Chris. Thanks so much for joining us here. Today, we are going to take a step off the deep end. We're going back to Samson. We're going to check out his video, What About Us? This comes from many of you in the comment section. Margaret Sargent, for one, and several others who said, you got to check out this video. So today, we're going to do it. Samson, What About Us? Before we do that, if you could, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, let us know how we're doing in the comments. Please share this channel with everybody that you know. Let's do this. Appreciate all your love and support. So now, without any delays, let's check out Samson, What About Us? Give an inch, they'll take a mile.
Don't tread on me. Those are words that I stand by, homie. It doesn't mean I'm gangster, it doesn't mean I'm country. It means that my life is in my hands only. I don't have money for security, I don't have armed guards that I keep snug around me. You don't think I deserve protection like you do, and that means you don't give a fuck about me.
Woo, okay, Fast and Furious from the get-go. All right, I like that beat, though. It's a rockin' beat. All right, let's back that up a little bit. Wow, man, he brings it fast from the beginning. All right, I'm not gangster.
Don't tread on me. Those are words that I stand by, homie. It doesn't mean I'm gangster, it doesn't mean I'm country. It means that my life is in my hands only. I don't have money for security, I don't have armed guards that I keep snug around me. You don't think I deserve protection like you do, and that means you don't give a fuck about me. Gated community, that's what you live in. Hatred and mutiny, that's what we live in. So come down here and hang with us for a minute. See if you leave with the same fucking opinion. Who's gonna help me out if I get robbed? What if somebody were to beat up my mother? Who's gonna be there to save our lives? You? Nah, me, motherfucker.
Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Woo! It's a party now. This shit just got real. Woo! Okay. Oh, man. Oh, these are words that I stand by, homie. Don't tread on me. Doesn't mean I'm gangster. It doesn't. Wow. Just means, I love what he said. It means that my life is in my hands only. I don't have protection. I don't have a bunch of armed guards standing around. And he's talking to people who live in gated communities. And then he says, come on down to the hood and see if your opinion changes. And he whips out the Colt 45. Woo! It's a party now. Let's back this up a little bit. All right. This dude's real, man. He just says what he thinks, doesn't he?
Gated community, that's what you live in. Hatred and mutiny, that's what we live in. So come down here and hang with us for a minute. See if you leave with the same fucking opinion. Who's gonna help me out if I get robbed? What if somebody were to beat up my mother? Who's gonna be there to save our lives? You? Nah, me, motherfucker. I'm the only one that's got my back. It's dog eat dog, these are not no cats. There's cops in Michigan that can't even respond to their calls because their cars ain't got no gas. Great. Police.
What? Whoa. Did he actually flash something up there? Back that up a little bit.
Michigan, they can't even respond to their calls because their cars ain't got no gas.
Whoa. Michigan sheriff won't send cops to... Oh my gosh. But he's so right. I mean, not even this article notwithstanding. He says it's dog eat dog. There are no cats. I like that. There's cops in Michigan that can't respond because they have no gas. No, but did you hear the article? I believe it was New York. I think it was New York. It's either New York or Los Angeles. The expected time, if you call 911 for a life-threatening emergency, if you call 911 and say someone is literally killing somebody or they're breaking into my house, the expected response time is 55 minutes. That's what they publish. If you call 911, do not expect a police officer to show up for 55 minutes. So yeah, Samson's right on track here with the Second Amendment, with 2A, baby, because your life is in your own hands. Your protection is in your own hands, and it's in nobody else's. Because if they're not going to get there for 55 minutes, I'm sorry, you're SOL. Woo! Okay, Let's go, Samson.
Only one that's got my back. It's dog eat dog. These are not no cats. There's cops in Michigan that can't even respond to the calls because the cars ain't got no gas. Great. Police don't have any fuel. You don't know if they'll arrive when you call them. The babies are starving. My girlfriend can't find a tampon, and yet somehow you and I are the problem. I've never bought a gun without having my background scanned and approved. The only loophole I've seen on a gun is the one that you put a fucking lanyard through. It's not true that you can go to the store and just swipe your card and get a Glock and run. It's funny, the people that say that shit have literally never even shot one. Dumbass. Hey, Matthew.
Oh, I love it. Yet the babies are starving. My girlfriend find a tampon, and somehow we're the problem. Exactly. And he's right. There are so many gun laws out there already. You cannot simply walk into a store, purchase a firearm, and walk out in 3 minutes. I've bought a whole bunch of them. You have to go through mounds of paperwork, federal firearm background checks, and all sorts of nonsense. He's absolutely right. All the law-abiding gun owners out there have to jump through 57 hoops to buy a gun. The only ones who don't are the criminals. And guess what? You pass all the gun laws in the world, guess who you're not going to take the guns away from? The criminals. And then they'll be the only ones, those and the state. Oh wait, the state are criminals. So the state criminals and the other criminals will be the only ones that have guns at that point. Woo! All right, Samson, bring it. Let's back it up just a little bit. I don't want to miss where he's going.
That say that shit have literally never even shot one. Dumbass. Hey, Matthew McConaughey. Shut the fuck up. Just because you murdered people on screen doesn't mean you know shit about guns, you dumb fuck. What? You worried about us? What about all of those violent...
Matthew McConaughey. Oh. Shut the Chuck up. This guy is lit. This guy makes me laugh. He's like Tom McDonald, man. He just says exactly what he thinks. He's a little more, shall we say, rough around the edges than Tom, but he says what he thinks.
You dumb fuck. What? You worried about us? What about all of those violent movies that you played? How about you go talk to Alec Baldwin before you start telling me what to do, okay? Uvalde? I was horrified by...
Alec Baldwin, who's on trial for manslaughter. Oh, this is crazy. I like this. This is great.
That's your hometown. You were born right by it. It probably cuts deep, and I hope that it does, because you work in an industry that glorifies violence. It's more your fault than it will ever be mine. Lord only knows how many crimes that you've influenced throughout your whole career, because I've seen you kill people plenty of times. Yep. What do you think is going to cause a shooting? A YouTube video of a gun review? Or a Hollywood murder scene that seems so realistic it looks like it's from the news? So next time that you want to...
That's right. I mean, let's talk about the real causes of violence in America. Not just gun violence, but violence. It's not guns. 50 years ago, kids used to take shotguns to school mounted in the back of their truck. If you remember, many, many years ago, people used to have gun racks in the back window of their truck. And I remember kids driving to school with guns in the back of their truck. Nobody got shot. No, because that wasn't the problem. Guns are not the problem. If you take all the guns away, people will still figure out other ways to terminate life. They'll use knives, they'll use clubs, they'll use glass bottles, they'll run over people with cars, you name it. Look at London. Same thing. So he's absolutely right. The real causes of gun violence are that, one, father absence, because we're raising kids that have no emotional control because there's no father. Two, they've taken prayer out of school and God completely out of the community. You wonder why you have human beings, men without hearts in their chest, real ones, without any real understanding of what it means to be a man. Well, you've taken all the men out of the home, you've denigrated them, you've taken God out of the culture and out of the classroom. And so, of course, this is what you're going to be left with. And it's not guns that are the problem. He's absolutely right. Wow. And it's far more likely that someone's going to be inspired to terminate a life because of a uber realistic movie where they see it right in front of them and they know it's not real, or by some of the video games that people play, than it is by anything they're going to see on YouTube. He's correct.
Murder scene that seems so realistic it looks like it's from the news. So next time that you want to point your finger with a stupid opinion and chime in with it, remember, it ain't me that they're trying to be like, dog. It's you that they're trying to mimic.
Right.
I feel way more safe in a place where the people are legally armed. If something happens like a mass shooting, I have a way less chance of being lethally harmed. A criminal is gonna think twice if he knows everybody is a piece underneath their clothes. And Mayor Lightfoot will probably tell you different, but have you seen Chicago?
Oh, that is so true. There's a reason why people go after schools. One of them is because there's kids there and it's shock value. But the other really big one? The other really big one? There are no gun zones. There's no threat. They are under absolutely no threat of somebody shooting back. That's why they go there. It's utterly preposterous. That's why they go to places like bars. The shooting in Florida. It's because they know no one's going to shoot back. Criminals, in some ways are stupid, but they also want to protect their own lives. They're not going to go where people might actually be armed, where there's a threat to their own life. They're going to go where they're safe, where they're the only ones with a firearm.
And no, before you ask, I don't want to be like Canada either. And I don't want to be like Australia. I'm sick of everybody using them as a humanity meter. There's a reason that they can do whatever they want to their citizens, like fucking throw them in camps. And there's a reason that our government doesn't even try that shit, because they know that they can't. If you don't think for one split second that if we didn't have our Second Amendment, the government wouldn't overstep its boundaries and make us do shit even when we're against it, you're out of your mind. I don't give a...
Oh my gosh. I love that he called back to... Do you remember what was happening in Australia during the pandemic, where they were literally pulling people out of their homes and locking them up in prison? Not the regular prison. They had camps, but those camps you couldn't leave. You were locked in a room. You were in prison because you didn't wear a mask, because you didn't take a jab, because you somehow came too close to somebody who had tested positive for a disease and you had no idea. You just happened to get within 5 feet of them. You had no idea. Oh no, but they tracked your phone and they came and got you and literally pulled you out of your house. Do not think that the American government would do that in a heartbeat if we did not have the Second Amendment. Without the Second Amendment, there would be no First Amendment. There would be no freedom of speech. There would be no freedom of religion. There would be no Third Amendment and Fourth Amendment either. The whole idea of the government not quartering people in your house, without a Second Amendment, that would happen overnight, guaranteed. It would start with the illegal migrants that they're shipping into the country, and it would progress even beyond that. This dude is absolutely right. Spot on.
It wouldn't overstep its boundaries and make us do shit even when we're against it. You're out of your mind. I don't give a damn where you stand or how or what you vote. That's dandy and fine if you trust Uncle Sam, but I, for one, fucking don't. And why would I? What have they done? Give me a reason for me to believe them. They want to trade me a little security in exchange for a big-ass piece of my freedom. They don't want to take away guns because they care about you and they want to keep you safe at night. They want to take away guns because it's easy to control people if they don't have any way to fight. Hey, buddy, what your little AR-15 gonna do when the government comes to take it? Well, Ukraine started handing out rifles to all of the citizens when the Russians invaded, so what about that? I thought it wouldn't help. I guarantee that it'd be better than nothing. I hope it never does, but if the day comes, I bet that you're gonna wish that you had something. This is the only country on earth where the people have real strength, and nowadays with all the shit going on, that's the only thing that makes me feel safe.
I agree with him. Wow. The only thing that's kept, not the only thing, one of the big reasons that no one has ever tried to invade this country, there's a couple of them. One, there's 2 big oceans between us and anybody. But the other thing is we've got tens of millions of gun owners. And that means there are tens of millions of people in a militia, in a slash army that you would have to fight through if you wanted to conquer and retain this country. It's never going to happen. America will never be conquered from without. America will fall from within because of the depravity of our education system, because of the depravity of our culture, because we've abandoned God, and because there may very well come a day where America ceases to exist, but it won't be from any outside threat. It'll be because we fell from within, corrupt and rotting to the core because of what the globalists, the elitists, the establishment, and the Democrats have let fester inside our own country. He's exactly right. Wow. It's the only thing that makes me feel safe too, is that there is some level of protection against not just the criminals, but against the biggest mob in the world, the US government.
Real strength. And nowadays, with all the shit going on, it's the only thing that makes me feel safe. If there's anything that I've learned in the past couple years looking back at the pandemic, all of the shit that we have is fragile and it could snap at any second.
Yep.
Fuck all of the politicians. I don't trust anything they say. Take the word gun out of gun control and that's all that it is at the end of the day. I don't give a fuck how crazy you think that I look or I sound when I say this shit, but our Second Amendment's the only thing that stands between us and a dictatorship.
Yep. 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 Couldn't have said it better myself.
And as for the kids, I'm not a security expert, so I won't act like one. But I think that if we can send over $50 billion to Ukraine, we could surely spend that much, or more, or less, here in our own country to fortify our schools and make them more secure so that every kid can get an education safe and sound. Place several trained armed guards in every school across America. You know, real men who won't stand by for 45 minutes in the hallway while a shooting unfolds in front of their own eyes.
AKA Uvalde.
And pay them well, too. There's veterans that need the work. Why not protect our kids the same way that we protect you? Politicians are protected by guns. Celebrities are protected by guns. Every important person that walks this earth is protected by a gun. But our kids, they're important. Just not as much as you.
Wow. Wow. I loved the end of that. I love it. Absolutely. With all the money we have sent to other countries to fortify their borders, to protect their citizens, we could have spent a fraction of that and protected and hardened every school in America, and hardened it both facility wise and with armed, trained guards. And guess what? The school shootings would end, because you know why? The people that want to perpetrate those acts would go somewhere that aren't hardened, that don't have armed security, where people wouldn't shoot back. He's 100% right. Hey, way to go, Samson. Little round of applause from this end of the peanut gallery. Thanks so much, man. Thanks so much for that. And he's right. Our kids are important, just not as much as these fools, the celebrities and the politicians who run around with armed security all day, but don't care about you or I. We need to band together. We're all in this together. We're all in the same boat. Black, white, Hispanic, Asian, all of us. We're getting sold out by the establishment swampy politicians who hate us. They couldn't care a lick about us. And it's about time we stood up and take our country back. Thank you for this, Samson. I appreciate it. Man, that was rocking. I enjoyed it. I love the beat, love the lyrics. I hope you did too. And if you did, please smash that like button, subscribe, share this link with everybody you know. And in the meantime, remember that God is sovereign and he is good. It'll all be good in the end. It's not yet good, man, then it's not yet the end. Till I see you next time.